The fire is lit, and the shadows have finally stopped moving. Take a slow breath, find a quiet place to rest, and let the outside world completely fade away. The sun is leaving, and it does not hurry. It never has. Not here, not over this wide and ancient valley where the river Pontar bends slow and deliberate through the lowlands like a thought too vast to finish. The light comes down at that long, slanting angle that only arrives in the final minutes of the day, pouring gold into every hollow, every dip in the meadow grass, every shallow groove worn into the riverbanks by centuries of patient water. And the valley, the whole enormous valley, simply holds still beneath it. Holds still and lets the warmth settle into the soil like a hand pressing gently against closed eyelids. The Pontar itself is wide here, so wide that the far bank is more suggestion than fact. A low smear of green and gray beneath the haze that rises off the surface. The current is unhurried. It does not rush, it does not push, it simply moves. A long, muscular slide of water heading west toward the sea, with the absolute patience of something that has been walking this same path since before the first stone was laid in the first human city. The surface catches the dying light and holds it, trembling, amber and rose, before releasing each shimmer downstream to dissolve into the deepening blue of the shallows near the bank. And the boats, the small, flat-bottomed fishing boats that work these waters from dawn until the light fails. They are resting now, pulled up against the muddy shelves of the bank with their ropes looped over driftwood stakes. Their hulls are dark and scarred, painted in faded blues and reds that have peeled back to bare grain in long strips. One lists slightly to the left, settled into the silt. Another sits perfectly level, empty, a single wooden oar resting across its center bench like a sleeping arm. No one tends them. No one needs to. They have been here since morning, and they will be here again at dawn, and in between. They simply exist in this quiet, rocking almost imperceptibly as the river breathes against their sides. The reeds grow thick along the margins, tall, pale, dry stalks that stand in dense clusters where the water thins to a trickle over black roots. The evening breeze finds them, and they move, not dramatically, not all at once, but in a slow, rolling whisper that travels from one cluster to the next like a secret being passed down a line of old women. The sound they make is not quite a rustle. It is softer than that, drier, a papery exhale, as if the valley itself is breathing out through 1,000 narrow throats. And beneath that whisper, beneath the reeds, the water trickles, finds its small channels between root and stone, murmurs in a voice too low to parse into words, but constant, always constant, like a lullaby half remembered upon waking. Above all of this, the sky is changing. The amber is draining now, pulling back like a tide retreating from the sand. In its place, a bruise of violet spreads from the eastern horizon, slow and deep, pressing upward. The clouds that caught the gold only moments ago are cooling now, shifting from fire to ash, from ash to a soft, luminous lavender that seems to glow from within. The first star appears, just one, a pinprick of white so faint it might be imagined, but it is there, holding steady above the tree line to the north, and then another beside it, and another. The sky is remembering its depth, its vastness, its long, cold architecture of light that will watch over the valley through the hours ahead. The meadow grass along the upper banks is tall and bending. It has grown unchecked all summer, and now, in this last warmth, it sways in one long, slow wave whenever the wind crosses it. The color of it is shifting from green to a deep, dusky olive as the light thins. Somewhere within that grass, a bird gives one final call. Not urgent, not alarmed. Just a single, low note that hangs in the cooling air for a long moment before dissolving. And then, nothing. No second call. No answer. Just the reeds. Just the water. Just the enormous, settling silence of a landscape releasing the day. The shadows are lengthening now, stretching eastward from every fence post, every leaning willow. every smooth stone half buried in the bank. They reach across the meadow like slow fingers, merging, overlapping, pooling into one another until the lower ground is a single, soft darkness. The river reflects it. The surface loses its gold and becomes a deep, moving gray, still catching the faintest violet from above, but mostly just dark. Quiet, the color of rest. And at the far northern edge of the valley, where the meadow grass gives way to the first scattered trees and the ground begins its long, gentle rise toward the higher country, there is a road, old, worn. Its cobblestones catch the very last whisper of light from the west and hold it for one brief, flickering moment before the dark claims them too. The road stretches north, beyond the trees, beyond the ridge, into the country that lies before Novigrad, patient and empty and waiting for no one. It will be there tomorrow. It has always been there. But for now, as the final amber drains from the sky and the first true stars fix themselves overhead, the road simply begins, faintly, softly, a pale thread at the edge of sight, drawing the eye northward, northward, into the gathering quiet. The valley exhales one last time, the reeds still. The water slows. The boats settle deeper into the mud, and the pontar, ancient, endless, unhurried pontar, carries the last warmth of the day downstream into the dark, carries it gently, carries it far, until there is nothing left here but the sound of the river breathing, and the stars, and the long, cool silence of a land settling into sleep. The fire has burned down to embers, and the story rests for now. We will return soon.